What's up guys, hope you all are having an amazing day. Welcome back to the channel. Finally, after months I think or weeks of the new iLFORD Ortho, the name sounds so weird saying it, iLFORD Ortho 80 has been out. Alright guys, so I'm editing this video right now and I noticed that I kept saying iLFORD Ortho 80, which I'm supposed to say iLFORD Ortho Plus. So in this entire video I'm going to keep saying iLFORD Ortho 80. So pardon me for saying that. I mean it's 80 speed, but I meant to say iLFORD Ortho Plus. And anyway, enjoy the video. I've watched several videos about it on YouTube, and I've been always wanting to try one or shoot one and see how it feels. I'm not that type that likes to shoot different types of film. I love HP5 and that is like mostly what I shoot my black and white photos on. And then when it comes to color, I shoot mostly, I don't think I've shot anything aside Kodak Portra. Maybe Kodak Gold, still in the Kodak lineup, but that is like mostly my main film that I shoot, which is Portra and then HP5. And so last weekend I reached out to my friend Sean again, and then Dave, and we decided to go out and take some photos, but I didn't have any film with me, so I had to go to Midwest Photo, which is a camera shop here in Columbus, to get some film. And when I got there, I was told that one other photographer friend who shoots a lot of film, when I say a lot, he shoots a lot of film, has bought all the HP5, the 120 HP5. And so I was like really bummed out not having to shoot HP5. So what I did was I borrowed one from Sean and I bought him a Portra to replace it. But whilst I was buying the Portra for Sean, I looked in the fridge behind the counter and I saw that there was the Ortho 80. It sounds so weird anytime I say the name. Anyway, I saw it behind the counter in the fridge and I asked if how much it was, and oh boy, that film is not cheap. It is $11 a roll. I didn't know if I wanted to do it because it's a special kind of film, and if you've not planned already for what you want to shoot it for, I don't think you will want to have it. So initially I didn't have any idea of if I wanted to even try it at that time or buy it, but I knew I wanted to shoot it at some point, but I didn't know what I was going to try it on. So after a few minutes of thinking about it, I decided to go with it and buy the film. Even if I didn't shoot it that day, I was still going to potentially shoot it and have some sort of plan for it. So I bought it and we decided to go to Hoover Dam, which is a place or a location that I've been before. I shot digital there, but I wanted to go back and shoot film and see how it's gonna render on film, like how we did the Walnut Woods last weekend. So this time I wanted to go back to Hoover Dam and shoot it and see how it's gonna turn out. But when we got there, I totally forgot that because of the weather, because of it's still cold, because it's still winter, the people that have their boat on the dam is not gonna be there, or on the river or lake or whatever the water is. I have no idea, but it's not there because of how cold it is or because of the weather. Because it's winter, nobody's gonna go sailing on the river or on the dam. So there was no boat there. I was a little bummed because my main focus was going to photograph the boats that are there. I shot one photo that I really liked on digital over there. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see, which actually right now I have it hanging in my bathroom. I love that photo. But yeah, I wanted to go back and photograph the same location maybe the same boat if it's still there, or different one, but kind of like similar what I got, but on film. And whilst I was standing there trying to figure out what I was going to photograph, I decided to have my 35mm out. I have Portra 160 loaded in there. It's been in there for almost a week now because we don't get much sunlight for me to go out and shoot that slow film. And God being so good, here comes the sunshine. So I decided to take some portraits. The few people that were there decided to talk with them and take some portraits. So I took a portrait of another photographer and his husband, and I actually took a photo of the husband. I took two portraits of him, and then I see one other guy that was fishing, and I went to him, talked to him, and then took some photos of him too. That was all I wanted to take. I mean, like right there, I thought, okay, that this is it. This is all the photo I'm going to get here. And something just clicked in my brain and I was like, hey, you just bought an 80 speed film. Why don't you try and shoot some long exposure? And I was super excited. I loaded up the film, and when I did my readings, it was telling me that I will have to shoot f/22 at, I think, eighth of a second or something like that. I'm like, no, I don't want to shoot that. I want a long exposure, so I have to use an ND filter. Now, the thing is, I don't have an ND filter that is going to be able to screw on the lens of my Hasselblad. I don't have it. I don't have any ring for it. I have some in my car that I will order now, but I didn't have it. So I had to figure a way out of being able to take these photos and make it work and do some long exposure, because this is the great opportunity for me to shoot this film. And then, like I said, the sun was out and I didn't know what time it's gonna go off, so I had to shoot these photos as fast as I can. So what I decided to do is I'll do my reading with the light meter, having my ND filter, which I have for my digital camera. I'll put it on top of the light meter, do my reading through it. Hopefully it works. I wasn't confident that it was going to, but I just like hoped it worked. So I did my reading through it. I will tilt it a little bit in the sun, away from the sun, a little bit in between, and try to like figure out what actual settings that will work for this long exposure that I'm trying to do. And I will put my lens handheld in front of the lens, have my phone down, set timer. If it's a minute, if it's a second, I don't want to use the timer on the lens. On the lens, I want to just put it on bulb, take the photo, and do my time reading from my phone. So I'll lay my phone down, set it to timer, let the timer keep going. I know when to start and when to stop. So as soon as I'm confident that I'm going to be able to do it with my hands handheld and not shaking that much, I'll hit the shutter, and then when the time is over, I'll just release it, give it a few seconds, and then take the ND filter off. So that is the technique that I ended up using, and I think it worked. It really worked, even though it's not the best to use, but I mean, whatever you have to do to get the shot, you have to do it. It felt right. It felt like it's actually gonna work. And then I was like, okay, let's find some different angles and take some more photos. Even though, like I said, the area is a little bit boring, so you have to be like really, really creative to come up with some ideas or some things to photograph. And I also had my friend Dave and Sean with me, and I didn't want to get the same shots as they were getting. photos, we decided to go to a different location. Initially, we wanted to go to Indian Rainfall, but then as we were on our way actually going to Indian Rainfall, I remembered that there was another location that was very close to Hoover Dam that I photographed before. So instead of going to Indian Rainfall, I stopped us and decided we should go to this place. There you are. The sun was setting so fast, so we walked on the boardwalk, and Dave and Sean was ahead of me and I was behind. And then I kind of like seen this photo that I wanted to take, so I took another shot, turned around to my right, and the sun was like setting just about crossing the horizon, and I thought it was beautiful. So instead of most of the time shooting away from the sun or diagonal from the sun, I decided to shoot straight into the sun. I actually love, it's one of my favorite photos that I took. And then as soon as I got that photo, I decided to turn to my left again, and then I found another composition that I liked. And for some reason I was like, okay, let me try another photo without the ND filter and see how it's gonna look, not doing a long exposure, and see how it's gonna look on this film. So I took another photo, excuse me, even though this title is saying long exposure, but I took another photo without doing a long exposure just to see how it's gonna turn out. That's the only reason why I took that shot. And so I took the same composition, but one without ND filter and one with ND filter. And I think I like the one with ND filter more, which is the longer exposure photo. I like it more than the non-long exposure photo. Anyway, so like I said, the sun was setting really fast, so I think I had 3 or 2 shots left to finish up the row. So I just kind of like moved forward a little bit and took another shot, which also ended up me liking it. And then when I got home, I mean, coming home, I felt in my head, I was like, I really love all the compositions that I got. Like I knew that the compositions were good, they were nice, I'm gonna love it. But as far as how it's gonna turn out, I was a little bit unsure and didn't know how it's gonna turn out. So as soon as I got home, I wanted to develop this film so bad, so I took a random shot in the house just to finish the row and then develop it. So with the developing, I have an app that I use for my black and white developing, which is called Massive Dev, and that is what I do. I use looking at the photos on the negative, it looked like the long exposure wasn't even smooth at all. And even I have this technique that I do. I'll invert the colors on my phone, and then when I turn on the camera and point the film to a light and then point my camera to it, it actually shows me a preview of how the photo will look. So I did that, and looking at it, I wasn't satisfied because I thought the long exposure the water wasn't as smooth as I wanted it. And one thing I also realized was most of the time when I develop HP5, it is very flat. Even coming out of the wheel, it is very flat. But this had a little bit of a warp, and I don't know if it was the temperature in my home, in my house, in my bathroom, that is where I dry most of my film, or that is just how the film is. So if you guys have shot it before, developed it before, and that's the same results, or yeah, that's the same results that you guys get, please let me know in the comments so I don't freak out the next time I do it again. But I hanged it, leave it to dry. The warpness fixed a little bit, but it was still not that flat like how I always get it with HP5. Scanned the film myself. As soon as I scanned them, I started smiling because the photos came out really great. did a little bit of adjustment in Lightroom, and as you guys have seen, the photos came out really beautiful. So the final decision about this film is I'm definitely gonna shoot it again. Maybe I'll go back to that same location or a different location where I can do long exposure again, but I think this film is going to be my long exposure film. Like anytime I want to shoot any long exposure film, any long exposure photo, this is the film that I'm going to choose, the iLFORD ORTHO 80. That is the film that I'll use. In any other photo else, I'm just gonna go back to my HP5. With color, I don't know what film that I will use for that. Maybe the Portra 160. I've not tried that, but I'll try that and then share it with you guys too and see how that turns out. So that's it. That's all the photos I got with the Ortho 80. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna buy some more and then find a location that is going to, you know, be able to shoot some long exposures, and then I will share with you guys as always. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I was supposed to upload this video on Monday, but some stuff came up and I was also working on a piece. This piece right here, it's for a gallery show or something different that I wanted to do and have fun with. So like took most of my time and not be able to record this video. So I really appreciate each and every one of you that watch my video, that follows me on Instagram. And if you don't already, my Instagram is kboatin_street, or you can also follow me on the Film Digit, which is where I share most of my color photos. And if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do subscribe. It really makes a difference. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any video, any future videos. And if you love contents like this, stay tuned. There's more that is gonna come. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, go hit the street, try something new. I never thought I would try any other film, but I did, and I love it. Be safe out there. Stay warm. It's still cold, so stay warm wherever you're watching me from. And create beautiful photos, share with us. Come say hi on Instagram, send me your photo, let's share photos and talk about it. See you guys in the next one.